Why you can't let your kids learn to read at school. I'm Janine Latulip. I'm a blogger at trueimeducation.com, a homeschool mom of 6, and I've taught dozens and dozens of kids how to learn to read. So this is no offense against any teachers or anything like that. I just want to give some tips on teaching your kids the skills to learn to read before school, and that just helps support teachers in their job and what they do, and makes your child more confident in learning. So really quick, I want to tell you guys about a story my husband told me about how he struggled to read in school. So it was about the first grade when they were going through some reading lessons that he was in the back of the group goofing off with his friends and joking around and not paying attention. And so when it came time for reading time, he didn't want to choose a baby book, which was more at his level, like the early readers. He wanted to read a chapter book and look cool to his friends and not get made fun of. And so he chose books that were way above his level, and he wasn't gaining any skills. So he would pretend to read the text, and he would just look at the pictures in some of the early chapter books. And when the teacher quizzed him on what the story was about, he just made it up. And he actually could get away with that. He got away with that because a lot of times she didn't read the book. So when he got to third grade and he took a reading test, he was way behind. And they put him into a special ed class. And instead of giving him extra work so that he could gain those skills to learn to read, they actually just went at a slower pace. And so he wasn't progressing. He was falling further and further behind. And it wasn't until his mom homeschooled him for some behavioral issues that he actually started to catch up, and he went on to do really, really well. So we don't want to wait until that happens. I know a lot of you are homeschoolers too, and I'll get to that, but I just want to encourage you guys and give you some tips on how to teach your kids those letter sounds and how to teach them to blend those letter sounds into words so that they gain that confidence that they need. So a couple games that you can play that are really, really easy is, the first one is read my mind. So you would just start with a letter sound that you're working on, like B, and you would say, hey, can you guys guess the word that I'm thinking in my head? Can you guys read my mind? Are you ready? Okay, I'm thinking of a word that says B, 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 and then you would say a word that starts with the letter B. And eventually they'll catch on and they'll start guessing words. And so whenever they guess a word, whatever it is, we don't care, even if we weren't thinking of it, you say, yes, you read my mind. Oh my gosh, how'd you do that? How'd you know? And just encourage them that way. Another thing to do is that whenever you see a shorter word or a sign or something that's an easy word, you want to sound that out for your child instead of just reading it. You can also do this with things around the house as well, like bed. You can just say, it's time for bed. Can you guys guess what time it's for? It is. It's time for bed, So you can just really help your children hear you sounding things out, even when you're reading books and stuff like that. I actually have made a free printable for you guys. It's some flashcards that go through the first 100 words and the sounds needed to make those words. And what's great is when you comment with the word flash down below, I will message you the printable, and I have lots of game ideas to do with those printables on my website, trueimeducation.com. So if you want those, comment below, and I hope that you guys had some tips, and that as you're teaching your kids to read, that you really encourage them and go at their pace. I know a lot of you are homeschoolers, so you're going to have that luxury. If you're not a homeschooler, or if you know public schoolers, make sure you tag them in this video or share it so that they can encourage their kids and give them those skills they need to succeed. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I'll talk to you soon.